Here are some things that happened within the last 48 hours, starting with the most recent, where South Korea gives President Trump a golden crown. Now, this is not the first crown that President Trump has been given. He has multiple crowns. I just, now here's an up close and personal picture of the crown. Would you just look at it? I mean, just look at it. And in case you were wondering, here is the other crown that he was given. And on that crown, it says Covenant of Peace Award to the Prince of Peace. And it's awarded to President Trump. So that's a thing. But in other news, Putin says Russia tested Poseidon nuclear-capable super torpedo, which basically will allow for a tsunami to take place and take out the cities that are by the coast. And while that's going on, you have Nvidia that just reached over $5 trillion. And so if you are interested into seeing where the money goes, because it's important to follow the money, well, you can see the top 5 are all heavily involved with technology. Technology is not stopping, it is not going away, and the technology that we have today is as bad as it will ever be because it is just growing exponentially, and who knows what the world will look like from a year from now. And just a little bit ago, Israel says that the ceasefire is back on between Israel and Gaza. Now this one is something that I think is really interesting. So I'm going to read it and then I just will explain it at the end because it is really thought-provoking. But it says, Elon Musk came up with a pretty incredible idea during the Q3 earnings call that no one is really talking about. He goes on and quotes Elon Musk and says, actually, one of the things I thought, if we got all these cars that maybe are bored, while they're sort of, if they are bored, we could actually have a giant distributed inference fleet and say, if they're not actually driving, let's just have a giant distributed inference fleet. Continuing the quote of Elon Musk, it says, at some point, if you've got tens of millions of cars in the fleet, or maybe at some point 100 million cars in the fleet, and let's say they had at that point, I don't know, a kilowatt of inference capability, of high performance inference capability, that's 100 gigawatts of inference distributed with power and cooling taken, with cooling and power conversion taken care of. That seems like a pretty significant asset. This is where it concludes because basically each car has 1 kilowatt of high performance AI inference capability. Tesla wouldn't need to build a giant data center. The fleet is the data center. The fleet is the fleet. And so Tesla could turn their entire fleet into a giant distributed inference network spread across the world, powered by the batteries and AI in the car already. Mind blown. So apparently that's a possibility with all of the Tesla models that are out there right now.